Hello, everybody. My name is Zerduku, and welcome back to Zap Entertainment. Things are not good. Things, I think beforehand, and I don't remember the last video I did because it was so long ago on this YouTube channel that I don't remember any of it, but I do remember that at the time, there was a friend of mine on Discord named Punky who said he would read my books from my YouTube channel. But I would only do it if but I told him I would only do it if I could get my mom to go back do some editing for me. I sent her a message asking if she would or wouldn't, and she did not answer back. She basically ghosted me completely, and I realized that yeah, if I go back to writing, it's gonna be the same exact bullshit. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna help me. I'm on my own. And I can't do the writing on my own. It's simply not possible. Not without, a little bit of help and support. And, I have to say that there is a part of me that does want to go back to writing only as a give me something to do kind of deal. But I keep telling myself again and again, what's the point? You're only going to make yourself miserable when you write because every time you write, you write for a few sentences and then after that you're just like, oh, I don't want to keep going. This is so tedious and so boring and stupid. I mean, yeah, the story is fun, but it only has like a I really want to say like a movie because that would be the most honest opinion, but because the fact that it cannot be a movie, not just not just because of its content, but because of the fact that I do not have the ability to make movies. I don't have any knowledge on how to do animation, and I don't know how to get into like AI actors' voices on the internet, like a lot of people might be able to do. I don't know how to do any of that. Someone would have to teach me. Someone would have to take me to school and teach me how to do 3D animation and how to make like AI actor voices for like the characters speaking and stuff. And yes, I could use text, but I feel like it's the same. I think it's the same deal. I would wind up going back to writing again in that way because ugh, so tedious to do all that. And But honestly, the tedious thing isn't the thing that's really getting to me that as much as the fact that people ghost me, completely ghost me, and that's completely unfair. That I do all this work and people ghost me, and when I do post things, I do get some potential views where I send it, which is on archive of my own. But I also, if you guys know, that I also have some on my YouTube channel here, where I had my sister and Gun Kid do some of the books that they have read on my YouTube channel. And yes, I do have some views, but absolutely zero comments. And I've been talking about this for almost a decade, or it feels like, where it's kind of ridiculous that you guys view it, but I can't really tell exactly how much of you actually watch those videos. And the only way I would know that you actually finished it is if you guys actually commented and gave your personal opinion on my work. Then I would have known. Then I would have kept going. Then I would not be in this depression bullshit that I am now. So now I'm in a situation where, yet again, Zap Entertainment's gonna die off because I'm done with writing. I'm sick and tired of working so hard just for people not to read my books, to not give a shit about me and how much, you know, blood, sweat, and tears go into it. And yet nobody seems to really care enough to actually tell me what they thought. They don't actually express what they thought. They don't try to, analyze it like I want them to. in a way. And I really wanted people to actually, do their own reactions on actually reading the books on their own YouTube channels. That's what I really wanted. But no one did any of that. They just pretended, they just looked at it for a few seconds, walked away, pretended I didn't have the plague. And that's the way how it has gone all for all these years. All these years. And now, as a result, I basically just given up on life because I've lost my purpose in life. I lost it. Now I have nothing. Literally, I have no purpose in life whatsoever. And as a result, I'm just sitting here playing video games and watching movies. That's fine. Escapism is okay to a certain extent, but when it's your only thing in life, it really slowly kills you. Always. And now I'm at a point where I'm just so empty inside that I just feel like I'm just like a zombie at this point. And the only reason why I haven't bit the bullet is because the fear of pain. If it wasn't for the fear of pain, I wouldn't be here talking. And that's the unfortunate thing. So I guess from here, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do for the rest of my YouTube channel. For here on Zap Entertainment, I'm gonna just do some reactions to Shoe on Head videos because okay, so first of all, I never really was interested in doing let's watch videos or reaction videos, mainly because it wasn't really my thing. But since I have nothing else I could do, I guess I'll do it. But I also am going to do it because that's what inspired me to write. Shuan was the thing that inspired me to write Music Girl, and I figured that would be a good thing for me to react to for the YouTube channel, and also give me something to do, uh, at least in terms for this YouTube channel. And I might do it for a little while. And since no one gives a shit at this point, I don't really care about the views. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the comments because you guys made it very clear. You guys all hate me. You guys don't give a shit about my artwork. You guys don't give a shit of how much work I put into things. You guys don't care how much, how far I go and how hard I work on things. You don't care about my purpose in life. You don't care about so therefore you don't care about me, period. I'm pretty darn sure if I die tomorrow, you guys would, mourn for like a day, less than a day, and then can completely forget that I even existed in the first place. I honestly feel like if I did disappear, that it would be just more like, oh, we're just gonna remember you as just some sort of autistic child that we don't really care that we just babied for a while. Really? At that point, I think I would be a vengeful spirit because I would be so fucking pissed off about that because I don't like being that belittled. I mean, it's okay when people are helping me, but when I'm treated like a child, when the fact is I am not a child, I'm like 30 something years old. Yes, I'm so old that I cannot remember my own age. Forgive me. Memory of a goldfish. But still, I'm still an adult and I'm still like 30 something years old, and I still get this a child treatment, almost looked down upon a little bit, and that's pretty much the way it's been. And I think that's probably why a lot of people were some of the people who were helping me with my books kind of stopped working with me, is because the content was very, very, very adult, and perhaps they weren't expecting it. They weren't expecting uh, how much nudity, how much deep topics, how dark my stories got sometimes, that they just walked away because they weren't expecting it. Well, yet again, they're missing the point. The point was a shock value. It was to help, it was basically to send a message. That's basically what some of those darker books were all about, was sending a message, more or less. Most of them, anyways. Other ones, actually, I would say about at least 50%, perhaps, of my books was mostly entertainment for the most part. But the other 50% would be, the ones that are trying to send the message. And honestly, to tell you the truth, the only reason why I really pushed very hard for the ones that had the messages and stuff, is because I felt those messages were important to elaborate. And so that's why I pushed very hard on those. However, there were times when I was writing, I was thinking, you know what, maybe I should just go back to doing something fun, something entertaining, just for, doing what stories should telling stories should be about, which is to have fun, like tell us, a fun story for people to get interested in, you know what I mean? And yeah, um, and Sean Head inspired me for Music Girl because I think she opened my eyes out to the men loneliness epidemic, which now officially I'm a part of, unfortunately. I may not be in this. I may not be in the same boat for this. For the well, I'm in the same boat, but not for the same reasons. Um, I'm in this boat for, now that I think about it, maybe I should keep that to myself because it is personal reasons, and I'm not too sure if I feel 100% comfortable telling what those reasons are. But, it is what it is. And um, as for if you guys are gonna comment or anything, I know I'm gonna post this on this YouTube video on Facebook. But if someone comments on this, please leave it in the YouTube videos only, the YouTube video only, and not on Facebook, because that way I like to get people to actually start talking. It does make me really upset that I have absolutely no purpose in life. It feels lonely and isolating. But at least Punky talks to me every now and then. But honestly, I honestly feel like he's only doing it for more for a moral thing for himself, perhaps, because a lot of people do that when they were like, whether they do something that do something good, mostly just to make themselves look like they're a good person. Which there are some people who do that, and but they're not very many of them though. So it does make me raise an eyebrow. I can't do the own, and make me like, huh, maybe he actually does care. I don't fucking know. All I know is that I'm just chugging along, just existing, and that's it. I'm not trying to do anything other than just exist, and that's it. And I want more than that, obviously. Actually, now that I think about it, I really should ask myself and really take some time to really think about, why do I desire fame so much? Not so much as fortune. I could give less about money. I could care less about money. I never did books for the sake of money. I did books for the sake of fame. But, you know, now I'm questioning it. Why? Why do I want fame so much? I think it's more maybe it's because I want connection, perhaps. Maybe I want friendship, but I'm not sure if that's 100% true. Um, so there you have it. No more books. Me reacting to Sean Head in the future. And that's about it. That's all I have to say. And as always, please like and subscribe. And this is Zerduku signing out.